It is Tuesday, March 30th, 2021. This week on the show, hashtag Mostly Madness Round 1 voting is live. We'll give you a preview of titles coming to streaming services this April. The MCU rewatch continues with 2016 Doctor Strange. And for the meat, we are serving up a deep dive of Disney Plus's MCU series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2. This is Mostly Superheroes. Hello and welcome to Mostly Superheroes, a weekly video podcast where we talk mostly live-action superheroes, but also anything else out there worth talking about. We rate, debate, and celebrate the stories that inspire us most. I'm your host, Logan. It's Logan, I think?
I think that's right. It's on the shirt.
It's on the shirt. It's Mostly Superheroes with Logan.
Yep.
We're down a guy today. PC Mike's out doing his own thing tonight, and it's just myself. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Giggler.
Thank you for being here, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. It's just you got 2 out of 3 today.
That's fine. I mean, we're gonna crush it like we do every week.
Yeah, you it's just the 2 of us, and I was like actually kind of thinking, good. Just like me and Giggler time. We don't get this one-on-one time very often. There's always like other people involved. And I was like, just me and you. Me and you did an episode one time on Doom Patrol, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh my God.
It's like that. It's like that again, but like look how far we've come.
Yeah.
Better mics, better lights. We've really upgraded.
Better everything.
How you doing? How was your week? How was your
Good.
weekend, I should say? We record this usually on Monday or Tuesday.
It was great. Finally getting out to see people a little bit here and there. I just got those antibodies injected in me today. So.
Oh, congratulations! And you said this is 1 of 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is it. It's happening.
I can see the light. Like,
it's happening all around.
Not the light that you don't want to see, like the light you do want to see.
Yeah, it's not like whenever you're on the way out and you're like, go to the light.
Yeah.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, the light where I can go day drink in Soulard.
Yeah.
Do whatever I want.
Like what? Like bar hop again?
Make terrible decisions.
Yeah, just have a Saturday of nonsense.
Eat food at like 12 p.m.
Oh my gosh, just insane
Or
things.
12 a.m. I guess.
Yeah, I was
12
like,
p.m.
wow, what a maniac! You eat at lunchtime, really breaking the rules. Good to have you back in here, man. We got a fun episode today. As always, let's open the thing up with fan mail.
Fan mail.
We always feature fans first on this show. We love that you're here. We appreciate you supporting the show however you are. You know, if you're just listening to it, you're clicking like, you're checking us out, you're telling a friend. Either way, we appreciate you. And right now, fan mail is all about our current movie tournament, hashtag Mostly Madness, happening at mostlysuperheroes.com/Mostly Madness. Man, the tournament round 1 is here. The voting is live. We got a really awesome tool on the website. Makes it super easy for you. And Giggler, tell me what you think of our Instagram, man.
I was going to say, if you haven't checked that out yet, you should.
You've been appreciating it.
It's like the first thing I do when I wake up every day. Just see what did Logan do on Instagram.
Yeah, Logan and definitely Carrie. Got to give a shout out.
Oh,
she's the muscle behind the brand, and that was her baby. She said, I wanted this to look nice, want it to look good, want it to look uniform. And all the titles are on there. It looks pretty sick.
It's amazing. I mean, round 1 could just go on forever. That's fine.
That's basically where we're at. We're going to go one more week, round 1. Get your votes in. I mean, if you haven't got your bracket in, you're getting spoiled here because you got one more week, okay?
Yeah.
One more week because Andy said it. It looks too good to like rush through round 1. And I thought about this. It is Mostly Madness. We're kind of following the March Madness movie, like the March Madness schedule. But not really. Like,
There's no rules.
There aren't any rules. It's our tournament.
We make the rules.
We make the rules. So one more week. I promise you this, though. This is the final week for brackets and round 1 voting. You can vote on the website. You can send in your name, be entered to win weekly drawing prizes, or you don't have to. You can just vote and leave that space blank. And Andy, like the Giggler said, get over to our Instagram, check it out. You can vote on every single individual movie. They're all listed. With that, definitely want to feature some fans and feature some matchups from Instagram. Our friends over at 2 Peas on a Podcast. These are folks that I met via the Jock and Nerd podcast. We got some like pod buddies out there.
I knew this sounded familiar, and I love the name overall.
2 Peas on a Podcast. So great. Go follow them on Instagram. Listen to their podcast. Gerald over there commented on our matchup of Happy Gilmore versus Back to the Future 2. And he says, think McFly, think. Obviously, Back to the Future 2, which I was like, hell yeah. That's what I thought. But it's losing in the tournament. I'm going to show you. We'll show this matchup in a minute, but this one is losing. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back versus Back to the Future. Podcastagram _ that's Podcastagram. Back to the Future all day long. Got to agree with him here from my end. That being said, I don't know. Actually, I think I would. I think at the end of the day, I think I picked Empire on my bracket, and I would stick to that. What would you do, Giggler?
Same. I'm not a huge Back to the Future guy. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're just not even that big of a fan anyway of the movies.
Yeah. Star Wars is much.
Okay.
So this one's not even close for me.
No brainer for you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Superbad versus Forrest Gump. Before we feature the fam, what do you say here, Giggler? What do you do? Superbad, Forrest Gump. You're on a Sunday. It's on 2 channels. You can't flip back and forth. You got to pick one.
Superbad.
Okay.
I'm gonna laugh.
All right.
I'd rather laugh than. I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, Forrest Gump's a great movie, but the way that I did each of these is I literally just imagine like 2 TVs in front of me with them watching, and I'm like, which way do I turn my head?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: the _Irish _survival _podcast disagrees with you. They say 100% Forrest Gump. I'm saying Forrest Gump, man. I mean, whoops. Can't be booing Tom Hanks.
That's true.
But I hear you though. It's Superbad is a classic
in
itself.
It's hilarious.
I see why it's in the tournament because it is one of the best.
It could be a sneaky one.
It can. We got Forgetting Sarah Marshall versus Jurassic Park. Couple fans here commented on our Instagram. The Family Podcast. Go check them out on Insta. They say Jurassic Park. And our buddy Brad.Ventures, he agrees. Gave us a couple dinosaur emojis and said landslide victory for him. So where do you like, Giggler, here? For Jurassic Park or Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
This is tough because I feel like I'm doing the opposite of what I just said and picking the comedy one. But
you just explained yourself.
Here, I'm going to switch it up and go with Jurassic Park. I don't know why. That's just, for me, one of my most rewatchable movies.
I'm already proactively giving up the applause because, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, and guess what? Guess what's coming up? The Jurassic Park watch party is in April. And we also heard that Jurassic Park is coming to St. Louis.
I'm ready.
What was that?
I don't know.
It's at the Hollywood Casino.
In like the parking lot, like a drive-through thing?
It's like a drive-through with robot dinosaurs. And you pay to drive through and see the robot dinosaurs. It's coming to St. Louis like all of April. Are we going to go do this?
It looked like it was for children, but maybe.
I mean, I think we should do it and like document it. Like take a video and then like we'll put it on like that week's episode.
Then I'm in.
Just like 50. Document it. We'll put together like a little like 5-minute clip or something, or like
$50.
It's $50 per car.
Per car, yeah. I can. We gotta cram some people in there.
All right.
Anybody got a truck?
All right, we'll keep you posted. We might be doing this Jurassic Park theme park. Either way, good matchup. And I wanted to actually feature, like we did last week, how some of the matchups are going. You got 1 week left to vote on these titles, so it's not done. It's not over yet. You know, think about this as if like you're watching a matchup in the March Madness. Like, what if you had a say in like who won? Okay, this is kind of like a rigged thing where you're like, hey, I could actually make this happen, and then I win the contest if your bracket gets closest. Go vote at mostlysuperheroes.com. Dodgeball versus Goodfellas. Dodgeball. Mike's gonna be unhappy about that. It just can't. It's gone down a little bit. Like Dodgeball was like killing it last week. That's why Mike was pissed.
Let's not tell Mike about this.
Yeah, we'll just keep this a secret. Hopefully he doesn't listen. All right, we got Avengers Endgame versus The Town.
Oh my god.
The Town got its ass kicked. I mean, 10 times the votes,
I'm
literally.
just dying because I know two of the three people that picked The Town.
But it also like is up against Avengers Endgame in a podcast called Mostly Superheroes. Like it's it kind of was on an uphill battle from the get-go.
I agree.
All right, Fight Club. Was that Thunder? I think that was legit Thunder. It might be storming here in
I
St.
think I
Louis.
farted.
We got Fight Club versus Dazed and Confused. I thought this was a good matchup. Fight Club is taking it. I agree with this. I think
yes.
you too. I see
Yeah.
you nodding.
Brad Pitt over everything.
Hell yeah. Shawshank Redemption and Thor. Last week, you'll remember, they were tied head-to-head. Okay, final week, guys. Shawshank Redemption is taking a slight lead with like 51% of the votes. So
There you go. It's
gonna
not all about the superheroes.
have to get on the website and just vote until I just cheat.
That's
No,
what-
I can't. We can't do that.
That's what Mike's gonna do.
Yeah, he better not.
Goodfellas.
He's the type of person that would like call all his friends and be like, "I need you to go do this today," because he's not he doesn't have it in him to cheat, but I know he has it in him to like recruit a bunch of people to go.
Okay,
Like
I can see that.
I could see him doing that.
That's
But
honorable.
you know what? You could do that too. Get into go get your votes in on these. And the Lion King is just beating up on Rocky 4 also.
I expect it.
I pick Rocky 4 here for myself. What about you? You're gonna pick the Lion King over Rocky 4?
No, I picked Rocky 4 for this, even though I've only seen that like one time. But
It's great.
I just don't have interest in watching old Disney movies anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like one and done.
Like, yeah,
You're not like rewatching them. Well, some people do.
like maybe like when I have a kid someday, but like that's
Yeah,
not
you let
now.
them watch on
Yeah,
repeat.
then I'd be excited to watch movies like Lion King. But right now,
No thanks.
I'll watch.
We're watching Rocky 4.
Sylvester Stallone beat people up.
Yeah, and like fight the Russian. Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back is barely losing to Back to the Future. Barely.
No, it's winning.
Oh, you're right. Sometimes these colors get me.
I know.
You're right.
It's
Star
okay.
Wars is winning against Back to the Future. Okay, I'll give it up. We got 1 week to go, though.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. A lot can change. We'll keep you posted before we move on to round two. Wanted to highlight a couple new voters. They didn't vote together, but Gibbs and Lyle. I just thought like those two names like sound like such like
Yeah.
little adventure people or something.
Yes.
Like these are the adventures of Gibbs and Lyle, or like a cat and a mouse or something.
We
Like,
appreciate them.
I appreciate
More
them. I
importantly.
wonder if they're friends in real life, because if they're not, they should hang out, because it'd be fun to be like, hey, Gibbs and Lyle are coming over.
They need to come on the next show.
Gibbs and Lyle, reach out only as a duo. And we are doing weekly winners, folks. Last week, Gerald. This week, with one S, it's Jess.
Had a Jess.
Way to go, Jess. Winner of some mostly merch. Just to help you out in your email, I didn't think this would like be. It's Totu. You know, just because there's a lot of Jesses out there, and we did have a lot of Jesses enter. I don't want you to think that you're the one, but you're the Jess with one S. We'll be reaching out. We have your email contact. We'll be getting you some stuff. It's that easy to win. Go enter at mostlysuperheroes.com/mostly madness. Let's get into the news.
News and rumors.
Man, it's nice having like fan mail just taken care of. Like Mostly Madness has been so fun.
Yes, thank you for what a great idea.
Oh my god.
Whoever came up with that.
It was just like us kind of in 2020. It came up. We said we'd do it, and then we did it. And I'm telling you, it's been really fun watching a lot of engagement online. So much fun. Thank you guys for entering. We're hoping you're having a lot of fun with it. It's going to be an annual thing.
I've seen a few similar things on Instagram. Like there's like one that was like Movie Monsters the other day. Some alcohol company that I follow did puppies, just pictures of puppies, and you voted against each other.
Just a bracket of anything.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Anthony said. He was like, I could do this with number 2 pencils. You know, just different types of whatever.
Yeah.
People love matchups. All right, so let's talk about the Snyder Cut real quick. How fun was last week talking about that movie? I listened to the episode and I was like, that was the most fun. We were just fanboys the whole time.
Yes.
I'll tell you that. I'm gonna give it up again though.
I think I'll watch it again soon. Honestly, I won't even lie to you.
Are you gonna watch the black and white version
Probably just to say that I did.
and to get those extra scenes?
Yes.
You know what's funny? You called that. That was like breaking news because it was available like the next day.
Yes, it was.
Like I was like, oh, this is immediately available. Andy really called this.
I saw it on Twitter and I was like, I hope that's a lie, but it was real. And I'll probably watch
that's
it.
the power of internet.
Yeah.
All right. So we didn't have a ton of data on like how did this thing do streaming wise. We told you guys we would. So it's in news and rumors. This is coming at us from Russ Burlingame. What a name. Over at comicbook.com. Justice League Snyder Cut drives HBO Max to biggest increase amongst streaming services. That's the headline. Here's the thing. These streaming companies keep this stuff secret. They don't have to tell anybody like the hard numbers, but here's what they do know from some like data sources out there. This is from Comicbook. We know that there was a 60% increase in HBO Max subscribers. Doesn't really tell us exactly what it is, but I mean, that's a huge influx.
Oh, yeah.
And we also know that WB CEO says that they've already accomplished and surpassed the goals that they set in place for HBO Max.
And I think there's so much left on the horizon still that people aren't going to just be one and done and cancel their subscription. They'll stay on.
Well, and a lot of people just forget.
Oh, yeah, that too. And like, I think the Godzilla vs. Kong movie like comes out tomorrow, and then
oh my gosh, that's tomorrow?
I think it is.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Tomorrow being Wednesday, so by the time people get this, it'll be out.
Okay, and I can't wait to watch that. So
Yeah.
we'll be talking about that for
for
sure. But that's really all we know. It's crazy. They don't like. It's not like everything else where you can just look up like how much did this movie make. Like there's nothing even like that.
Yeah.
Like we used to at least have box office.
They will definitely
Like
release
box
it.
office isn't even like a thing right now. Like you're just like, well, wait, how'd it do? And everybody's like, it did really good. Like they're like, who said it did good? Oh, the Warner Brothers CEO. I'm like, okay. But it does look like they had a 9.6 increase in their app being opened on cell phones when they released this thing. So like a huge spike in mobile users. So there is a lot pointing to the fact that this is true. But either way, I want to share what I know. Have you heard anything else, or have you had any other friends or anybody sharing thoughts on the movie? I mean, I'm still just kind of reeling from like that it was really good. That like I stick to by what I said. It was great.
I don't know. There's a couple of my close friends that are complaining about the movie, and I'm like, I just don't get it because I'm like so easy to please, like we talked about before. Like
We're high raters.
like I feel like like look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, like by audience and critics, like they're both pretty high for any superhero movie in general.
True.
So I'm right and they're wrong.
And that's it. Period. I'm right. You're wrong. No, I'm with you, man. I want to trust me. I want to hate on this. I really do. In my heart, I'm like, do you like this? I do though. I really do.
Now we can definitely hate, and I'll agree this is most likely to happen is that they're gonna flub this up and somehow not capitalize on it and just
absolutely. It's like, all right,
unfortunately.
well, it's like this was like pretty good, so we're all very happy. And like we know it does have holes, of course it does. But like it's still really good. We just know that the next one could equally as suck. Because that's just how DC does it. That's how Warner Brothers does it. Like my hopes are they're higher than they were before, but they're not like in the sky or anything.
Yeah. Next one could suck, and then they're like, wait, let us retry the movie again.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I'll tell you this though. I did want to at least be a part of the movement. The fans, we, us. I'll be part of it. # restore the Snyderverse is apparently the thing.
I will share the shit out of that.
Okay, here. I push that button when we decide something good. # restore the Snyderverse. I hope if there's no bad ramifications of that, give us those movies.
I agree. Or shows, whatever.
Shows.
However they want to do it.
All right, let's talk about some shows. This one is a Disney Plus show we're looking forward to in the Mandalorian universe. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Disney Plus did release the cast. We had a comment, too, because they announced Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin. Our boy Christoph on Facebook says, there is no need for Hayden Christensen if he is already Vader. Get James Earl Jones on the phone. He's like, don't even hire him. Just bring in James Earl Jones.
That's kind of a good point. Why do you need him?
Yeah, what do you need?
I mean, I'm sure there will be flashbacks of some kind. Like,
I hope that there's a flashback to the scene before he kills all the kids in the prequels, and he's like having like he has like a lot of problems with it. He's like, I don't know if I can do this. Because otherwise, He really is a murderer. I'm sorry. He killed those little like 5, 6-year-old kids. That little one's like, Master Skywalker, what do we do?
And now we find out that Baby Yoda was there.
And that's where he came from. Was that temple? It was at that time.
Yeah.
Either way, had you seen this news? Are you
Yeah.
excited for this show?
No, I'm definitely excited. I think this cast looks great too.
Yeah, you got Kumail Nanjiani
He's
from
great.
Silicon Valley. He's in the Eternals.
He's great in everything.
Joel
And-
Edgerton from Warrior. He's in that fight movie Warrior with
Oh, okay.
Tom Hardy. He's great.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. That he was in the Straight Outta Compton movie, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
Sung Kang, Han from Fast and
Oh
Furious.
shit! I knew that guy looked familiar.
Yeah, dude, that's Han. I don't know some of these other folks. Simone Kessel, Benny Salfeed, Bonnie PSA, Indira Varma,
That's a lot of names that are hard to say.
and
For
Rupert
that
Friend.
whole cast.
Yeah, that's a lot to say. I just wanted to give it props. There's only 12 people here. Really nice looking poster. Want to highlight our buddy Chris. Get some fan mail worked into news and rumors. As always, we'll be talking more about Obi-Wan Kenobi as it's coming around the corner. I love the prequels. I love this character. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for Ewan McGregor coming back as Obi-Wan. I'm so pumped.
And just to think about seeing Darth Vader for real again,
Mm-hmm.
that's wild.
Yeah,
I
pull
don't
that
know.
up a little
Yeah,
bit. It's like,
I don't know what capacity we'll see him fully as the Darth Vader that we know versus Anakin. But
Yeah. And like, when will it take place? Is it going to be this? Like, when is it? Because like,
I have no clue.
The Mandalorian takes place. We do this every time we talk about this
I know.
show. The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Empire, like after Luke Skywalker days. So, I mean, this young Obi-Wan Kenobi is the prequel days again.
Yes.
So this show is going to take place.
After episode 3 and before episode 4.
You think so? Like, so he'll be Darth Vader.
I think so.
I thought they might be going back into like the prequels and like making us watch.
I don't think so.
There's no way they can do that unless it's
Don't do that. Please.
action packed. I guess like more missions. They could show them doing missions.
No, I think it's in between.
Okay, interesting. We'll keep you posted. Very excited about this one. This is one of the biggest things I was excited to talk about.
Speaking of excited.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen. The Suicide Squad trailer from James Gunn dropped. Man, Giggler, did you see this thing?
Yeah, 5 times.
Oh, like over and over.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, John Cena looking great. Margot Robbie, Idris Elba. Let's talk about King Shark.
Just give me all the John Cena.
Dude, that King Shark, legit, spoiler alert for the trailer, eats a dude, tears one in half. There's like a full-on kaiju. Was that what they're called? The giants from like Pacific Rim. There's like one of those at the end of the trailer. Like just a giant monster terrorizing the town. Like what?
It was like a starfish.
They have the Thinker. Remember the Thinker from The Flash?
I didn't realize that was who that was.
Yeah, the little things coming out of his head.
Oh, man, this is going to be great.
It's going to be so great.
I have a good feeling. The King Shark was great. I didn't realize that Stallone was going to be in this, but that feels like the perfect casting.
Yep.
Just like John Cena. I mean, honestly, a lot of people for this. I don't know. There's a lot of people that you could tell like that are going to be a bigger part of the movie, but I don't know much about them as characters. So just kind of add that increase like the amount of people like in these universes that we're aware of and that have been on screen. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like, with coming out right next to the Snyder Cut, I'm like all excited about DC stuff right now.
It's weird.
It's getting me jazzed. It's like, oh, I forgot that I actually like and love a lot of these characters. Speaking of the characters, James Gunn did release a series of posters for each of the characters where they really got to plug our YouTube channel today. How good are these graphics getting? Wow. I mean, come on, look at this. This is all from James Gunn. I can't take credit for that, but the slide looks great. Did individual posters. You got some wild looking folks in here. Michael Rooker is in this movie. Played Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
he's got
I
that
forgot
long
about that.
blonde hair.
Yep. So
Almost
weird.
like he's almost got like this jacket, the Guardians jacket almost.
So weird. But I mean, he's gonna be great.
He is. And I had to brag on just our account on Instagram real quick. It's a really humble brag, but I mean, James Gunn did like my comment on Instagram.
That's all we need.
I made a comment on another fan's comment about a post he made about, like, look at this cast. And I said, you know, like, well said, with a couple clap emojis. Nothing fancy.
So now we can officially call James Gunn a fan of the show, yes?
I think James Gunn is a fan of most of the superheroes because he's literally seen the brand on Instagram and he hit a heart.
Yep.
Wow.
Thank you, James.
Hey, thanks, James Gunn. Thanks to our biggest fan, James Gunn.
We gotta get his address and send him like a trophy.
All I'm saying, hey, we're getting up there, though. We're getting up there. People are noticing, Giggler. All right, this is really fun. You're going to love this. Did you look at the slides for today?
I did not see this one.
Oh, my gosh. This is so much fun. Okay, so thanks again to comicbook.com. This one's coming at us from Charlie Ridgely, March 25th. Listener, we're going to do you a big solid today. We're going to tell you everything, at least the stuff that I picked out that was worth noting, everything coming out in April on all the big streaming services. And thanks again, comicbook.com. They put together this fantastic article, and they all kind of look like this. Really got to plug our YouTube channel. We're not going to talk about all these, so we got a lot listed. We got like some kind of word stuff going on here, but we're going to talk about some, starting with the big boys, HBO Max. And Giggler, feel free to just jump in and see whatever you see. Green Lantern's coming. So, Ryan Reynolds, I don't know if we'll revisit that or not.
Never seen it, never will.
Never even seen it.
No.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we might just have to, just to talk about it at least.
Whenever we have a
We
week.
can make fun of it. Maybe it'll be one of our ones or twos, finally.
Oh, you're right. We do need to get some of those.
You were saying this. All right, I think that's one that you got.
All right.
And, hey, guess what? Same goes for Ghost Rider.
That's when, well,
Nick Cage coming to HBO Max.
there you go. When we finish the MCU rewatch, we got to start the DC ones. So
Holy cow, you just
that
you said it.
includes all Batman movies. Like
We haven't
Michael
even done
Keaton
the
and
Dark Knight trilogy.
Let's work our way up.
I'm in. All right, deal. Finish the MCU, move on to the DC. All right, deal. You just heard me say it on the show. We'll do that. You got it. You think I don't want to watch DC stuff? You're twisting my arm.
Yeah. Well, how many weeks left of rewatch we have? I guess.
Well, we're on. So this week is Doctor Strange. There's like 7 more.
Oh.
Yeah, and we've already done the Infinity Saga. We did those early. So
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I thought we might do something fun, though, maybe a live watch or something. But either way, back to what's coming out. HBO Max. Again, this is coming in April. Everything we're talking about is coming out in April. Dark Knight Rises is on the list. Ted, The New Mutants. Still haven't seen that.
Same.
Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Space Jam. Get everybody ready for the new one.
Get ready, because it's coming. They're like, what? They're filming or something? Or
It
they're
comes out
It's,
like
it's coming out soon.
It's very soon.
And I'm assuming it'll be on HBO Max.
Yeah, I think it comes out this summer, and it's on HBO Max.
Mortal Kombat. We haven't even talked about this. Are we going to watch this movie? We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it, and we're going to talk
I'll
about
watch the
it.
new one for sure. Yeah.
Wanderlust. I think that's a funny movie. Owen Wilson. It's a funny one. The Longest Yard. Oh, and my super ex-girlfriend. That's Uma Thurman. I think Luke Wilson. Wanted to mention it just being a superhero podcast. It's pretty funny. It's like what happens when your superhero girlfriend, when you break up with her. It's
Wait.
I mean, if you couldn't tell from the title.
So this Mortal Kombat is like the new one that's the
I
previews
believe
just came out?
it says Warner Brothers film premiere.
Yeah, I'll
and it
watch
says
that.
2021. That's,
Yes, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about it. Get over here. All right, let's talk about Disney Plus. Again, getting the big boys out of the way. Coming in April. Night at the Museum, both of them. Star Wars, some stuff. Star Wars Clone Wars, Ewoks, The Story of the Faithful Wookiee. We will get some more of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We'll also get the finale in April. Just keeping that in mind. For
Wow.
stuff, I know.
Already.
Already talking about this finale. I mean, episode 3 is this week, 3 out of 6. The Secrets of Whales. The Secrets of the Whales. They have a lot of cool National Geographic stuff on there. Caesar Milan, the dog trainer. I guess he's back doing more dog stuff.
You slept on Mighty Ducks show.
And
I'm gonna give that a shot.
Yeah, it's got the
It's-
girl from the lady from Gilmore Girls.
Oh yeah.
And she's
Forgot.
like the mom. And it's like a new team.
Yeah. I think the Mighty
Right.
Ducks are like the bad guys of this.
No,
I could be wrong. I don't know.
What? No, they probably get sprinkled in as like coaches and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'll watch it though. I'm a huge hockey fan, and those are like my favorite movies growing up. So
I'm gonna talk about a fun one and what you watching today. The Marvel Studios Assembled, the making of WandaVision. Well, in April, coming to Disney Plus will be the making of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. DuckTales. That's coming there too. Netflix. Here's some cool stuff coming. Sky High. If you're a big fan of Tyler Perry's Medea's movies, Big Happy Family's coming. Yes, Man. I love that movie with Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one. I didn't know what this was, Andy. I wanted to see if you knew. Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
What? No.
And then season 4 is Mexico.
I thought that was 2 separate titles, Fast and Furious and then Spy Racers season 4, but
Nope, that's it. I was like,
I'm
okay.
gonna have to ask Mikey about that one.
The Time Traveler's Wife. I like that movie. That's a good one. Rachel McAdams. And The Zookeeper's Wife. If you were, I picked out random ones too. I picked out was like, this is what I care about. Here's some random ones. Hulu. Andy, you're gonna love these. All right, here we go. We got Amy Schumer Learns to Cook. Hey, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Seasons 34 and 35. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'll give it up for you.
I'm not ready. Honestly, I'm just more shocked that there's been 35 seasons of a show.
That's a lot.
Like,
That's
what constitutes a season? Like, that's not a year, clearly.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You're doing like 3 a year. Extreme Makeover, Home Edition. If you're one of those watchers, that's coming to Hulu. Guys, Grocery Games. Hey, I watched it.
Please tell me your thoughts.
I loved it. It was so great. It's exactly what you said.
Not.
Your cooking show. I love the pace. I love the backstory of the chefs. Of like, it's always something different. And the food looks just dynamite and good.
I'm glad. No one can turn that on and not enjoy it.
I mean, it's a cooking show with like, it was like cooking show meets what's the show where they go shopping? The shopping show where you run through the aisles.
Supermarket
Sweep. That's a live studio audience. Yep. So anyway, yeah, I'll give you props. It was good. Naked and Afraid XL. That's coming. Say Yes to the Dress. Tournament of Champions.
There you
go. It's going to be on season 1's on Hulu. And then I thought Undercover Billionaire. I thought that sounded intriguing. That got me going like, okay.
I don't know what that is.
I just picture like some punk ass billionaire because there's so many billionaires nowadays. Like he's just like at his office and he's like, "Hey, give me that." And they're like, "Hey, you're being mean." And he's like, "It's my company."
It's like the opposite of Undercover Boss.
Yeah, but it's like the biggest boss, Undercover Billionaire. You're right. What is that?
We'll find out, I guess.
We'll find out. It's from Discovery. Also coming some movies to Hulu. I thought these looked kind of fun. Mad Max, some big Mad Max guy. Napoleon Dynamite. Live Free or Die Hard, a couple other Die Hard films, 88 and Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Blair Witch. Yep. And are you a fan of the Paranormal Activity movies?
They're okay.
Yeah, they're all right.
I've seen them all.
They got kind of stale as they got.
Yeah.
Well, and the 4th one's coming.
I don't.
So who cares?
I don't actively go out to watch scary movies. I don't like to be scared.
You don't like to be afraid.
No.
We like scary movies, but I say that, but we don't watch them that often. And secretly, we never really talked about it, but I feel like it's because we're both afraid to watch them. Because I get scared too.
We did do. I mean, what did we do for Halloween this past year? We did.
For the show?
Yeah.
Well, we did the special and we dressed up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I forgot. I thought we were doing. Didn't we do some rankings against movie guys?
Yeah, we did. We talked about the Halloween movies.
Oh yeah.
And Carrie and I watched all of them. Yeah. If you're a Halloween fan and you like Michael Myers, we talked about all of them.
Yes.
Those were great. All right, Amazon Prime Video. Evan Almighty, the sequel to Bruce Almighty. I thought this was so fun going down this list. Forgetting Sever Marshall, which is right. It's in our tournament. If you're wanting to watch it, it's coming to Prime Video in April. Cheech and Chong, Still Smoking. The Lincoln Lawyer, pretty timely. Probably not by accident. Apparently, Matthew McConaughey is going to reprise this role from The Lincoln Lawyer that came out in 2011 in a new film. So this could get you ready. You were going to say one?
Cheech and Chong.
Never seen it.
Me either. Just funny to say.
It is funny to say, and it looks like a funny movie. You also got My Cousin Vinny and What About Bob. You ever seen What About Bob?
No.
That's Bill Murray.
Okay. I do love
Give
Bill
it a shot, 1991. For you Wes Anderson films, film fans, Moonrise Kingdom. That'll be coming. And The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with the late and great Sean Connery will be on there too. So there you go. There's a little highlight reel. Just give you a few titles of what's coming up in April. I've never even really read these lists and I was like, you know what?
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
People got to know that stuff.
Because how else do you know?
Yeah.
How do you ever know what's coming on? You're always just like, hey, are you watching the show? And you're like, I don't know what's on. That's how I am.
Or you just say, I mean, we do this every week now.
We do it every
like,
week.
What are we going to watch next? And we look through 4 different streaming platforms and don't find anything. And then we're like,
it's so true.
I don't know.
It's like, hey, whatever they put closest to the top of the dashboard, like that's what we're watching.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, now we're going to be more thoughtful about it. And listener, viewer, let us know if you enjoy getting that list. Maybe we'll make that as part of our news and rumors every week, or actually every month. It's like a monthly thing.
Yeah.
So it's not too frequent. I like that. You get a break from it. All right, let's get into what we're watching.
What you watching?
Got a jam-packed episode today. We're going to do What You Watching, and then we'll take a break, and then for the end of the episode, it's going to be all MCU. We're talking Doctor Strange, and we're talking The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 2. Before we get there, Giggler, you're up first. Tell us about the last blockbuster documentary on Netflix.
Just like I talked about 1 minute ago, sometimes you just literally have nothing to do and just searching through Netflix for anything, and this sounded like something I'd heard of. That sounded like, and it basically, they just kind of tell the story of how Blockbuster ended up getting shut down. There was like, when they started filming this documentary, there's like 4 or 5 stores left. There's 1 left in Bend, Oregon now, and there was like 3 in Alaska of all places. And like these are, I guess, like independently owned, and they still function. Like this lady that works that runs it, they call her Blockbuster Mom, and she legitimate. If you go in and ask for a movie and they don't have it, she will go out and buy it and it's on the shelf the same day.
She'll go find it
and then just rent it out.
And then just rent it.
Yeah.
Well, what a smart investment too, because if you buy it for $15, you rent it for 3.
Yeah. At the same time though, she was literally going to like
probably illegal
Target and like Best Buy and to like buy DVDs and stuff, like not like wholesale pricing and stuff.
Yeah, totally illegal.
So no, I mean, I guess that is kind of.
But
illegal.
it was a nice thing. She was like a nice lady.
It's like. I get it. I mean,
and then it features some celebrities. You got Kevin Smith,
some B-list celebs in there.
Well, I think B is even kind of high.
Yeah,
you also got Paul. What's his name? Paul Scheer.
Yes,
he would agree. If they're D-list, like, are we even on the list yet? Like, don't get me wrong, you guys are doing it, but how did this get made? Great podcast. But what else you do?
He's funny, and he used to work at a Blockbuster, so that was kind of funny to see him. They put a bunch of pictures of him.
He's in a Marvel documentary. One of the episodes of it's called Series 6 or something like that. It's like got a 6 in it on Disney Plus in the Marvel category, and he makes a comic book group of characters from scratch.
That's interesting.
So just a tie there. But anyway, yeah. So you got some celebrities. Did you enjoy watching it? Was it informative?
It was okay.
Educational,
not as like informational as I had hoped. Like you could have probably summed this up in like a paragraph.
Man, these documentaries just are falling flat, aren't they?
I know. I mean, it kept me semi entertained. I'll just throw that rating out there. This is
go ahead, please.
Very low on my scale, like a 2.4.
I'm gonna oh, sorry. It was a really loud boo. I really hated it. 2.4 you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, it's like when you say that, it's like I don't even think I'm gonna watch it.
It's not something that I would recommend. I'd just say go look up the story of the Wikipedia of the last remaining Blockbuster store. That
at this point, there's probably like a 4-minute clip of the documentary.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Good to know.
But
and next up, sorry. Go ahead.
I will say one thing that was cool about it. It kind of took you back to like when a lot of people would travel to this Blockbuster from like all parts of the world because they love the feeling of like being in a Blockbuster like as a kid. And I was like, you know what? I completely agree.
Totally true. Like there was an absolute atmosphere when you would go. It was something to look forward to. And you and I talked about it. You worked at Circuit City. I worked at Movie Gallery. We got to have that thrill of like getting those brand new movies.
Oh man.
And you work at Blockbuster, you're part of that. You're part of that. I'm sure they talked about that. Like, you're part of that experience of like, oh, man, I got this literally at least a day before the rest of the world. Your friends want it. Did you ever do, like, under-the-table deals?
No, never. I was too scared.
One time I did it, and I was so nervous the whole time. I was literally just sweating through my shirt. And, when they came back, like, which, thank God they came back. Because, like, I was like, they're never coming back. They stole the movie. What a lame story about working at a movie
It's-
rental place. But this is like our
it's whatever.
generation. It's part of like it is our childhood. We were the generation that said adios to like walking into a store and picking out a movie.
Imagine telling a kid now that.
Like you
what a
walk into the
Blockbuster was.
store and you go down the aisles and they're like, "What?" You're like,
Yeah.
"So you're like I bet they'd say like you're inside Netflix just walking around." Okay. So don't watch it. Is your takeaway.
No, don't.
More like the lame Blockbuster. All right, tell us about Operation Varsity Blues, the college admission scandal, also streaming on Netflix.
Yes.
Tell
So
us
have you
about
heard of
this.
this story? Back.
Okay,
it
so
happened a
this
few years
is
ago?
the Aunt Becky story.
Yes.
This is
exactly.
Aunt Becky. She's the Full House mom. What's her real name? Do you
Oh,
know?
man, I forgot. it
Okay,
already.
whatever. Aunt Becky.
I-
She pays for her kids to go to college. Like she pays to like get them to the top. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's
though. So
basically.
it's that story.
Yeah. So there's. Oh, sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead. Appreciate you like
Like
looking
the-
away. Good thing I know you're V'd.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing now. It's like people call if you're like, you V'd? Is that what people call it now?
Maybe we just started it.
I just came up with that just now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See if it catches on.
we'll see. Hashtag V'd.
Exactly. So that basically, I like how they did this documentary. Like, you'll look at this guy and notice he was in one of the Batman movies. Like, that's an actor, not like
Yeah, he's
the actual guy
the
that did it.
in Dark Knight Rises. He's the highest cop.
Yeah. So it's like
General
full
or-
on reenactments of actual audio like calls that were recorded from wiretaps surrounding all this. But basically, this guy.
A docu-series.
Well, I guess
Right?
it's only it's like a movie because there's only an hour and 40 minutes long.
It's only an
There's
hour.
no-
It's an hour 40 minutes long. Came out just this year, but it's like acting. It's like it's story told through acting.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Got it.
So that I like that aspect of it. And they kind of mixed in like real life stuff here and there. But I mean, it's a quick watch.
How was the story then?
Kept
like,
me entertained.
I mean, if they got
obviously,
actors in there, you're watching it like a
he's-
TV show.
Yeah, he basically they talk about like college admissions now, like going through the front door is just like getting in the like actually getting in based on your merit.
Is
like
like
the
an old school
The back
premise.
door is like you're paying your way to get in. Like there's so much bribery and like corruption with college admissions, especially at these big schools, that
Oh
you
man,
can
I
just give
wonder.
a
Of
big
course,
donation and you're like
you're in.
you're guaranteed to be in, but not really.
Of course.
And then he's like, oh, I have access to these side doors, and I
I guess spoiler alert. I guess because I mean,
guess
but it's in the
a
news.
Yeah, it's a news.
okay,
it's
go
news,
ahead.
So whatever.
There you
I
go.
mean, yeah.
No, keep going, keep
Basically, he offers these families like discounted rates to be able to get them automatically in, and like
Mm.
he was doing some like effed up things. Like
So it's like
basically
one guy. He's the dean.
latching them. No, he's just like he basically had a company that was like that basically was like a get your kid in college
and like
company.
that was like his thing.
Yes.
He's just the
Like
middleman.
a coach, life coach was like his
Oh,
what
okay,
it was
of
under.
course.
So basically, I mean,
It's kind of
it was
like
all,
Epstein. He's
was
just
just all
like this
fraud.
well-connected guy that has all this money. I mean, this
It's
guy
just
was
all
up to
fraud.
something too.
and he just used connections to get people in these schools, and it all kind of came crashing down on him. And then I won't say anymore because there is kind of I
haven't seen it, and now, hey, well, here's what I'm hearing. I gotta go watch this thing
Yeah, it's
because
interesting.
it seems like you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would. Especially like it's nice to go through something like this, like that you're interested in, but you
Yeah.
don't know a lot about. Like I just never did the research on what this guy actually did.
Yeah, I have, and I have no idea. So how about you do this? How about you give us a rating?
Yeah, I would go about 2.7.
Ooh, okay, so still not like crazy. Good.
Yeah, I wouldn't like.
You're not gonna be watching.
You don't need to bump it up to the top of your list or anything.
It's
but-
not Making a Murderer because I
if
know you
you-
like that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you just want to learn about what happened, and it just kind of pisses you off too, because it's like these people are so rich and they're just taking a spot away from a kid that's probably working hard to get in these schools.
Okay,
That's the part that really pissed me off the most. But
got you mad.
it's like it's corrupt.
That's
whatever.
it. All right. Well, I'm gonna check it out. Operation Varsity Blues: The College Admission Scandal. That's streaming now on Netflix. Basically, the story of Aunt Becky paying for her kids to go to college. Is she in this? Is she part of the story?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as I
Did
would
someone
expect it.
play her?
No, I don't think so.
How would that work? They like show her in an episode of Full House just to like really tell you who she is.
All right, and this is not a diss on the movie. It's just a Sunday, me being tired on a Sunday, but I fell asleep for like 20 minutes of this movie.
Oh my god, you didn't even finish it. Give it a 2.7. You're like, I was asleep
No,
for half of
it
it.
was the middle. I still like was aware enough to tell what was going on.
I
but,
guess. But if they heard you say that, they'd be like, this guy didn't even finish it.
Like,
I hear you, though. I totally hear you. Sunday watch. All right, let's move on. Let's hear very quickly, because, it's fast.
yes.
So, actually, the future favors the fast. According to the promo we're looking at for the CW's The Flash, they just started season 7. And we talked about that. Andy and I do watch CW stuff, at least up until this point. We had both watched season 6, where they wrapped up that story. And Andy, I haven't seen this yet. You have seen at least the first episode.
I watched half of the premiere of this season, and I had to turn it off.
Oh my gosh!
There was a weird thing where there's like all these, the Harrison Wells guy. There's like 5 versions of him
all the time,
and like they somehow were trying to merge them all into one, but then they got merged into Barry. So he
became Barry.
So Barry's already trying to get.
Spoiler alert for the episode we're talking about.
Sorry, spoiler alert for the first half of this episode, because I didn't look any further.
Spoil away, my friend. I want to hear it, because you texted me that and you're like, I couldn't finish it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, dude.
So the premise, I guess, is he's trying to get his speed back, and they created the villain right now is like the Mirror Master lady.
Because when we left them, he didn't have he was losing his speed.
Yeah, so he's basically powerless. So they found some way to like have him like recharge it, so he has a little bit of speed, but then it runs out. So he's like running around trying to fix everything, but like quicker than normal, because he runs out of speed, I guess. So I guess they're trying to solve this by creating some gadget that they're always doing.
Yeah.
In the lab.
Cisco's got to make something, and Kate's gonna help.
Yeah, so they make this thing that involves the ultraviolet girl doing her little like
her hand
thing
stuff
on Wells, and then he does something to this like ball thing that's gonna like harness the energy of all the Wells. So they're all like
this is
in there.
This is in the first 15 minutes of episode 1.
Yes, and they're like in there.
Okay, all right.
And the Barry, I guess something's going wrong, and Barry like tries to be the hero and like pushes them out of the way, and then I guess he gets all the Wells into his body. That sounds really weird, but
yeah. All right. So anyway, so Barry gets all of these 5 guys inside of him. Okay, go ahead. I think I've seen this one.
Yeah. Oh man!
And so then this is the part where you.
This is pretty much where I turned it off. Yeah, he started talking like
was it just bad?
French.
Was it just tell me this? Was it bad? Like was it?
It was
just
bad. Yeah, I just am like
what was what did it seem like the actors were up to? Did it seem like
I don't know?
Like is Grant Gustin just drinking whatever CW gives him, and he's like, I
just think it's just too weird. Like I've been kind of outgrowing it. Like it's just a little different tone than like
it's been on the way out since like season 4. Like after season 4, it was like. What happened to the storytelling here?
Yeah, Arrow was like what kept me in that universe and interested, and now that it's gone, like I just feel like there's not enough. But Superman and Lois could maybe change that. Like,
did you watch that?
I could foresee. I haven't watched that yet.
Because you had to choose.
I could foresee like if Superman and Lois is good and they build up to more crossovers or something like that, that might get me back into it.
Yeah.
Right now, based on that 20 minutes of The Flash that I watched, I'm not gonna go back.
Here's the thing. I'm like you. I'm a longtime watcher, and like I'm a big fan of Arrowverse, and I'm gonna have to at least watch this first episode to see what happens, see how I feel, and I also feel like I'm gonna watch this final season of Supergirl because I've been watching all along, so might as well just wrap it up.
Well, if someone out there actually watched the second half of this and wants to tell me it's good, then
I
please reach out.
I'll do this for you.
And tell us.
Well, even better yet, if you're listening right now, you're a watcher of The Flash. Is this something you're watching? What did you think of the show? I'm very curious to see what the world is thinking of the new CW stuff. It was already getting it was just too campy, and it's getting strange. Man, those early seasons of the Flash though,
they were great.
Season 1. Like just the origin story, so great.
Maybe we just need a new villain that I'm interested in. Who knows?
Yeah, because the villains, that's the biggest thing. They just get so wild on the show.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep you posted on The Flash. I actually have a few this week. I typically don't really have what you watching on the episode, but with our new format, doing our Friday newsletter just for newsletter subscribers and Patreon folks, I talk about some stuff on there, but that's more of like an update. We're going to start bringing in some more stuff, some random stuff. That's why we do the mostly superheroes around here.
This looks random AF. What the?
This is yeah, right.
For the YouTube
For the YouTube viewer, you
please.
already know. For the listener, we are looking at a poster for the Netflix show. Netflix getting a lot of stuff today. Waffles and Mochi. Waffles and Mochi.
I love waffles.
Yeah, look at this thing's head. These are waffles. This is Waffles and Mochi. This is a kid show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is a flat out show with 2 puppets, and they're with Michelle Obama working at this grocery store, and they're learning about food, like one food at a time. They get food badges. They have hilarious celebrities like Zach Galifianakis, also one of the kids from Stranger Things. And I'm telling you, it's educational. It's musical. It's hilarious. The timing. Whoever is making this is definitely a comedian. If you're a parent, by the end of this episode, your kid knows how to make a whole pot of soup because you learn like one thing at a time.
I'm so intrigued.
And Carrie and I were just like, let's just check it out. It's really good. It's hilarious. It's Waffles and Mochi. It definitely, like I said, it's technically a kid show. Andy's taking note. You haven't heard of this?
No, I thought this. Was
You can tell I'm really pumping it up. I'm like, hey, it's good. I know it's a kid show. Like, hey, Logan, what are you doing? Watching the show with puppets. You watch it. You're gonna You're gonna laugh.
I mean, have you ever watched Crank Yankers?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite shows of all
Carrie
time.
loves Crank.
I'm sure this is a much different vibe with Michelle Obama pictures.
Yeah,
but
so the whole premise is Waffles and Mochi like have lived in the freezer. So she's like Waffles. Her parents were like Waffles and Yeti. So she's like half waffle, half Yeti. And then Mochi, do you know what Mochi is? I didn't before this show.
No.
Carrie was like, you don't know what that is? And it's a little pink ball. I was like, no, I don't know what that is. It's like ice cream mixed with dough, like rice dough. It's like a Japanese frozen treat.
Sounds delicious.
It is. I have some upstairs. After this, I bought some. Hey, it looks just like that. I have a strawberry one, and I have a chocolate one. You can have one.
Oh my god!
Check out Waffles and Mochi.
Made my day.
All right, yeah, parents out there, even if I don't have any kids, I'm watching it.
Yeah,
10 episodes. They're short. They're easy. Check it out. I've been texting you guys about this. I'm just gonna give it up right now. The Silver Surfer cartoon from 1998 is streaming on Disney Plus, and it's a blast.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, look at this poster.
Is that the
Have
Green
you seen
Goblin?
It? Have you seen it yet? Yeah, that looks like the Green Goblin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, everybody's in this. They got Skrulls, they got Thanos. The graphics are actually pretty good. 1998, it looks like you're going like, whoa. It almost looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like they got tons of inspiration from this show. I think Stan Lee may have been a producer on the show.
Okay.
And I put out a tweet about this, and I also put it on Facebook. We had a comment from Paul. Appreciate you, Paul. Says he agrees. Great series. Andy, have you watched this yet?
No, but I'm going to for sure.
If you're a Marvel fan,
we've talked about this well in the past that I'm not above watching cartoons. So,
and I don't even really watch cartoons. Is the thing. And I'm telling you, the story of the Silver Surfer and like this guy's origin and the whole series of just how he just goes around, you get the biggest hits. Like they're like, we're not messing around. We're gonna give you the biggest Marvel villains.
How long of a watch is it front to back?
I think it's like 25 minutes an episode or something. 20. And I don't know how many seasons there are. I should have gotten that before. But I'm you know why I don't know? Because I'm on like season 1 and I'm like, please never end. I hope there's like 100 seasons, but I know it's gonna be like 2 or 3.
That's great.
But I highly recommend it. This is mostly superheroes. We're definitely talking about the Silver Surfer on here. It's a cartoon. Check it out. Let us know what you think, listener. Giggler, you go watch it. You come back and tell us what you think.
I'm very intrigued, especially because we may have Fantastic Four soon enough. So we got to start reading up on. I have not seen any of the other Fantastic Four movies
At all?
They all had such bad ratings that
you haven't seen any of them?
No.
We're going to talk about all of them. I talked about Silver Surfer on this show already. Rise of the Silver Surfer. Fantastic Four, the sequel. But all right. Maybe we'll watch all of them. Okay, check it out. And I mentioned earlier that in April, Marvel Studios will release Assembled, the making of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Well, right now, you go to Disney Plus. I'm going to tell you this. Go watch this thing. It is the making of WandaVision. It's called Assembled. It's on Disney Plus, streaming now. It's an hour. It's like 58 minutes. And it is an absolute blast. It was all behind the scenes. You get a lot of Elizabeth Olsen, but then they talk about they talk about the cameos. You get to hear from Kat Dennings that plays Darcy. A lot of fun. If you're a Marvel fan, you're gonna put this on your list, Giggler.
Oh yeah,
this on your radar. Have you seen it?
I have not. I've been wanting to watch it though. 58 minutes. That's their longest episode.
Well, I think with credits,
I know. Yeah.
42. You know how Disney does it.
I know.
They just show you that nice little tag, 59 minutes,
Yep.
and then you're like, 20 minutes of credits.
Yeah, it sucks, but we're used to it now. It's been so many weeks, but I'm gonna watch this soon. I'm excited, especially
You'll be really surprised about a lot. Maybe not surprised. I was surprised how much of the practical filming style that they brought back in, because obviously they're doing stuff in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and you're like, okay, even like this looks good, but like they're probably using a lot of still like computer animated motion.
Yeah.
Dude, they're gonna blow you away. You'll be like, oh wow, they did that even? Like they took it to the limit of like, let's do this old school. Go check it out.
Does Mephisto finally show up in this episode?
Yeah, so this actually hey, I have a ton of Easter eggs. All right, go check it out. Listener, let us know if you've seen it. I love these assembled things. There's just more content for us nerds, and we'll tell you about it when we know about it. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, but when we come back, the MCU train will continue. Ride us out to the end of the episode as we are talking Doctor Strange and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2. Stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, listener, Logan here. If you're enjoying Mostly Superheroes, you'll probably enjoy our spinoff on Spotify, Mostly Superheroes, The Music Show, a radio-style DJ hour where I play the music from my favorite TV shows and movies. Some recent titles include Remember the Titans, Donnie Darko, and Guardians of the Galaxy, both 1 and 2. Go listen in Spotify, search The Music Show, or find it at mostlysuperheroes.com. Enjoy the rest of the show.
The meat.
Welcome back from the break. I'm your host, Logan, Mostly Superheroes, hanging out with the Giggler. PC Mike will be back. He just taking the week off, doing some stuff. I think that was like one of the longest times we've gone, though, without a break. So
for sure.
What does that mean?
I don't even. Yeah, like I was like, when have I missed one?
Yeah.
And I don't even know when we started, to be honest.
Trust me, I'm keeping score. So Giggler, you're doing pretty good.
Like there's no sense of time anymore. Like I honestly couldn't tell you what month we started doing this. So
I know it feels weird. Like I guess technically it was June of 2020. Right in the thick. You look back at those early episodes. We have come a long way.
Yes.
If you're listening now and you look back, you probably think like, "Wow, this episode must be 10 years old." No, it's less than a year. We are moving fast, but I'm proud of where it's going. And we have upgrades happening in the future. I'm telling you, just the sky's the limit, and it's all because of you guys listening. We appreciate you. I'm giving up for the fans right now.
100%.
It's been crazy to see the reaction of people listening online, and we have a great sense of community. And we're glad that you're here, and it's all for you guys. So speaking of which, let's talk about the meat of the episode. It's really twofold. Cutting our meat kind of in half today. So last time it was 2 big meats. This is like 2 like fillets. Delicious.
I did just decide that I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A on the way home. So
Oh
maybe
my
we could do
gosh.
a chicken analogy.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you're gonna get. Let me predict your order. You're gonna do a spicy chicken sandwich with nugs, waffle fries, and a Dr. Pepper.
Jesus Christ.
Was that it?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, because that's the order, man.
That's so weird.
That's the order.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling. I looked you in the eye. I was like, we ordered the same thing. That's the move. All right, so we're talking about MCU today, of course, ending the episode in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If you haven't, go check out our library. It is getting full, folks. MCU page dedicated to all the Marvel stuff. mostlysuperheroes.com/MCU. The last one we did was Ant-Man. That was fun. Coming right up after that, our next title in the hashtag MCU Rewatch, coming off Avengers Age of Ultron as well, Guardians of the Galaxy, and also the last film that happened was Captain America Civil War. Actually, that was last week. Taking place just before Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Pretty excited for that one. It's the 14th film in the MCU lineup, the 2016 Mind Melter. Benedict Cumberbatch debuts as Doctor Strange. Look at this epic poster.
That's a great photo.
We got to give a shout out to Den of Geek. Got this photo over there from them. But it's just an epic photo of Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Man, this is a crazy film. This was much anticipated at the time. So many questions around this Doctor Strange character. How are they going to bring them into this world where we have met Captain America, Tony Stark as Iron Man, Thor? Okay, there's already crazy stuff. What is this sorcerer? Came out on October 20th, 2016, had a budget of 160. Actually, I have a typo here on the screen. It's actually $250 million budget. Oh shit! No, this is the wrong note. This is the one I grabbed from you earlier. It's last week's. I was like, this is Captain America: Civil War.
Whoops.
This is released October 20th, 2016, with a budget of $165 million, and it made $677.7 million at the box office. Did just fine.
Yeah.
Giggler, when is the last time you saw this movie? And tell me your feelings on it, because I can already tell by your face that it's not one of your favorites.
It's definitely in my bottom third, somewhere down there.
Tell us all about it. Tell us what you think about it, and when did you see it last?
Yeah, I watched it probably December, January time period when I did my most recent rewatch for all the movies, and I will not lie, I did skip a couple, but I definitely rewatched this during that time. I haven't rewatched it since.
Mm-hmm.
It's on TV sometimes, I feel like,
mm-hmm.
and I'm tempted to throw it on, but it's not one of those automatic ones that you turn on. It's and that's where it's kind of lax for me. I mean, we'll get more into that when I do rating and stuff later,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's just like you said, just to feel like this integrated with the entire MCU. It definitely feels like he's integrated now, but not really so much during this movie. I feel like it just kind of was, I don't know.
You're very detached from what was happening in the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. I know,
but hey, and I'm not. I totally know what you mean, because I feel like you had the similar feeling about Ant-Man. It's just not the main crew. It's the D-line character that they pulled out of the basement. Absolutely, I hear you.
Yeah,
but
they hold up on their own, but they're not
it's not the same.
Super rewatchable, I guess.
And it's not the same feeling that you're feeling when you watch Iron Man.
Yeah,
I feel you. All right, I watched it. I mean, you watched this recently. You said I watched this actually today. It's not one that I rewatch all the time either, though. It's every couple of years. But I think it stands on its own 2 feet. We'll get into it. I have some thoughts I want to give. Going to give you a rating, and we're going to connect the dots to some Phase 4 stuff. Make it real quick, and we're going to go right into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2. Super pumped to talk about it. Little help from Wikipedia. Doctor Strange came out 2016. It's a superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character, same name obviously, produced by Marvel Studios, distributed now by Disney Studios Motion Pictures, streaming on Disney Plus if you want to go check it out. Takes place in the MCU. The film was directed by Scott Derrickson from a screenplay he wrote with John Spates and C. Robert Cargill. Of course, stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Surgeon Stephen Strange, along with, I'm going to butcher this, Chiwetel Ejiofor. Dude, look at that. Chiwetel. Chiwetel. Ejiofor. That's Carl Mondo. You might recognize him from 12 Years a Slave. He's also in Love, Actually.
Okay.
And he plays the right-hand man to the Ancient One in this film, played by Tilda Swinton. He's the fellow that is there with the Ancient One at the beginning and then ends up kind of going sour by the end of this movie. Spoiler alert for the film, of course, when we talk about these. You might also recognize Rachel McAdams in this film. Love her and everything she does. She plays Christine Palmer, the love interest of Doctor Strange. We also get Benedict Wong in this movie, as in this movie, and also in Infinity War, Wong. Everyone loves Wong, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Michael Stolberg's in this movie, Benjamin Bratt, Scott Adkins, Mad Mikkelsen, and, like I mentioned, Tilda Swinton playing the Ancient One. And she actually plays a pretty vital role in Avengers Endgame. In this film, Doctor Strange learns that being a rich asshole isn't cool after wrecking his car in the most violent car crash I've ever seen.
Bad look. Yeah.
I mean, he is driving 200 miles an hour, I would guess. It's like the old man in me. He was probably going like 150. And he is literally looking down at a screen while
Was it snowing too? Did I make
it was,
that
I
up?
feel like it was raining, but either way,
Yeah.
he just bumps a car going that fast and goes off a cliff, ruins his hands, travels and learns from the Ancient One the mystic arts, becomes a master of it, defeats Dormammu with a bunch of annoying tactics like I'm just going to be here in repeat time until I win, and becomes the Sorcerer Supreme that is Doctor Strange. That's nuts and bolts what happened. Rich surgeon, kind of an asshole, gets a reality check, breaks his hands, learns magic, and is like the most magical person of all time. I think he learned his lesson, I guess.
Yeah. I'll look at him.
I guess. I'll say this. Movie's a little predictable. Revisiting it, I was like, I mean, obviously you know what's going to happen if you've seen it before. But it was also just in my mind, the writing, it just felt like, here's the thing. We've talked about this on this show. Origin stories are tough.
Yep.
Because they require the most exposition. They require the most like, well, you got to set this guy up if you're going to put him in everything else. This movie accomplishes that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is just fine. I was kind of let down by the big fight at the end. It's kind of like,
I feel
this guy was as big as Galactus. Let's talk about Dormammu. Let's just get to like the biggest part of this movie.
I feel like you could just need to drop acid before you watch this movie, and it'd be
I feel like you don't even need to.
Never would do that, obviously, but
I feel like you don't even need to because you watch it and it's like you're already tripping on acid.
yeah, it is.
You talk about my favorite moments. One of the things I wrote down was simply just anytime the city turns into a Rubik's Cube.
Like it's a Christopher Nolan movie or something. Yeah.
Yes, feels very Inception at that point, you know. I was gonna say the car crash was crazy. The fight scene was all right. It just was like, okay, I'm gonna use the time stone. I'm gonna rewind time. And then the other bad guy was like basically one of those sorcerers that just was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm just gonna steal the book. And it was good. It was a good little mini mission for a build up of a character. I really do think that Benedict Cumberbatch is a joy to watch in this movie. He plays the character so well, and I really am intrigued by like the things he does. I'm not bored with him at all. Like the character is so fun to watch.
He's perfect for this.
Yes.
They wanted. I read something today that they wanted him so bad for this part that they like changed their filming schedule for it. Like because he had so many conflicts, they like had to completely rearrange everything, and they did it because like who the hell else could play this? I feel like he's absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah, he is. He was like made to. And Marvel's great at finding those folks. Just talking about the let's go and talk about the end credit scenes, mid credit scenes. Make sure we don't miss any other thoughts on the movie. But mid credit scene is great. Sets up Thor Ragnarok. It's when Doctor Strange is like talking with Thor. He like gets him that beer. That movie's coming up, man. I am so excited. Love that. I love Thor Ragnarok. Can't wait.
Yep.
And then the end credit scene, we alluded to this, Carl Mondo. So he's like one of the good guys when the movie starts. And then by the end, you might remember this, he goes back to the guy that told Benedict Cumberbatch where to find the Ancient One. This guy that's like walking around that like has magic, and he like healed himself with the magic.
Yep.
Carl Mondo comes back, takes it, and Carl Mondo also told Doctor Strange in the movie, hey man, you use that time stone once, there's going to be some ramifications of that. There's going to be some consequences just from doing it that once. Think about what's going to happen in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness after 2 Infinity Gauntlet snaps happened.
I'm so scared.
That's exactly what I think. That's my biggest theory about Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is that I'm kind of jumping up, but I'm getting there. Wanda is going to be like coming in to help with like this bad guy and this thing that comes in Doctor Strange where like it's like high stakes cosmic ramifications of what happened in this movie, the first movie.
Can you even imagine how visually insane that movie will be just from what you're describing right now? I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like so he ends up making a deal with Dormammu. So I feel like Dormammu left. Who's to say Dormammu wasn't like, hey, Galactus?
Do you know who was the voice of Dormammu?
Who?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, it wasn't. Are you serious?
Swear to God.
It's Benedict?
Yeah.
The Jock and Nerd guys call him Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
I don't
It's fine.
I don't know if
It's
that's
fun to
like
say.
it is fun to say. But that was his voice?
Yeah. He just wanted to do it, I think.
I want to be the villain.
Yeah.
All right, well, then they moved the schedule for him too. He sounds kind of like a pain in the ass.
I hope I have
Maybe
it.
that's why they call him that.
I need PC Mike here to look things up like this.
Well, you got your phone. You get that little computer. You get that little computer in your hand. You can use it, and I'll keep taking us through. Let's go through some other connections while we're there. Yeah, we'll do our rating at the end. So some connections to Phase 4. We like to do this. It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. But how does it connect to stuff we're watching? So I already mentioned WandaVision. So in this movie, you really do learn all about the Sorcerer Supreme. Okay? And you learn about the books they have that allow them to do this crazy magic, right? Well,
Books, huh?
Books.
Huh.
You ever heard about books? In WandaVision, spoiler alert for the show, but at the end, in the end credit scene, Wanda has books. She has the Darkhold now, right?
Yep.
She's learning magic. And guess what else we know from WandaVision? She's more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. All right,
Yeah.
You want to learn about all this? This is the movie.
It's going to be weird.
Now, maybe most of the superheroes is already filled in your brain. You might not have to go watch this if you're like Andy. Now you know. But this is the movie to connect the dots. I highly say you should watch this before Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, no doubt. That movie comes out in 2022, by the way. Just want to keep everyone apprised.
March, I believe.
I
think
think
that's right.
somebody said we're about at
We
the
just,
year.
yeah, the other day I remember it being like Doctor Strange comes out in 1 year.
Yes.
Thank God.
There we go. We're at less than a year now. And then the next title we're going to talk about, there's only one connection, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange is flat out mentioned in the show this week. They say Doctor Strange is a sorcerer
yeah.
is
one of the big three.
One of the big three. Sorcerers, androids, and what's the third one? Sorcerers, androids, and
Oh man.
we'll think of it. Well, we'll talk about it.
You just put me on the spot.
I'm
These
sorry.
lights.
I know these lights where it's it's a big time.
PC Mike, help. We need you.
Without PC Mike, we're helpless. He's
It's,
watching right now, just
robots.
He's watching just evil laughing. Oh, and robots.
Yeah, androids.
So I think androids are robots.
Yeah, whatever.
Either way, but he says sorcerers are just wizards without hats.
Exactly. That's the part I was thinking of.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give my review real quick. Rating. Andy, get yours ready to go. We'll wrap this up. Move on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. So Doctor Strange, introduction to a new character. Also a new realm of the MCU, talking all about this cosmic type behind-the-scenes world no one knows about. Huge. It also introduces time travel to the MCU, and that's a real thing that can happen. The story is solid, although, as I said, a bit predictable. The visuals will definitely wow you. Cumberbatch is a joy on screen. He nails the role. He's the reason I really keep coming back to watch this. Typically, every 2 to 3 years, I'm not putting it on all the time. It's by far not my favorite, but it's an origin story. We know that can have problems. We talked about that when we talked about Captain America, the First Avenger. It just feels like there's a lot going on because there usually is. I think the team did a good job, though. I'll watch it again. I'm going to give it a rating of 3.0. Giggler, wrap us up on Doctor Strange, and let's hear that rating.
Yeah, rating is going to be maybe one of my lowest ones for MCU.
Uh-oh.
Right now, so far anyways.
Go ahead.
Go for a 2.7.
Ooh, I'll still give it up.
But
because it's not on your rewatch list, really.
just, yeah, not like I said earlier. Like it's still fun to watch, but there's not a lot to it that just wants me to come back. Other than just like the visually how awesome it is.
Just how cool it looks.
Yeah.
You're not just, it's like the story isn't that, it's like the character isn't grasping you that much. But I'll ask you this. Do you enjoy Doctor Strange in Infinity War?
Yes, I'm going to say like that's what is redeeming about it. Like he still got his origin story, but like now I feel like when I see him, he's an all-star of
He's
the
an
MC.
all-star.
Like he's one of the top guys and definitely is going to be one of the most important going forward, which is
awesome.
Because we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a funny thing because it really is just about like this origin movie. The origin movie, you know what? It's going to introduce you. It's not going to make you think like, oh, the coolest character I've ever seen. But guess what? You're going to see that character back in Infinity War, Endgame, and then boom.
Yep. And then like you just think about what characters you think are going to be around for like long term. He's probably one that's
hope
up there
so.
for sure.
Can you imagine like a 75-year-old Doctor Strange? He's just still doing it. You and Mike are just still recording right here.
Old man Strange. They're like Doctor Strange 35 coming out in 2043.
He's like, ooh, and he barely can spin his wrist. All right, you gave your rating 2.7. Okay, that's it for our MCU rewatch this week. Hope you enjoyed a little recap on Doctor Strange. Hope you connect the dots a little bit. Another title for our MCU library coming up. Got a few more ramping up to finish the Infinity Saga. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 will be next. So next week, get ready for that. Spider-Man Homecoming after that. And then, I can't even tell you how excited I am to talk about Thor Ragnarok. Maybe my favorite movie.
Which one's Thor Ragnarok going against in the bracket?
Shawshank Redemption.
Oh.
And it is a battle.
Yeah, I'm going to start getting on the Thor bandwagon there.
People,
spreading the word.
Vote for Thor. Let's go. Come on. I think it's losing right now.
Yeah.
But Shawshank, it's in the studio. It's right there behind you.
I don't want to sway anyone's votes or anything.
I know. Well, that's just me cheering. It's that's where it's like a tournament.
The more votes, the better. That's all
in
that
general.
Matters. Yeah, we don't really.
Yeah, I don't care which one you vote for.
Except just vote for the ones that I did.
That's right. But Thor Ragnarok, man, can we talk about all these? It is time. Move into Phase 4. Let's talk about episode number 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+. Yeah, I'm already giving it up because, man, I can't even tell you how much fun I had during this episode from the get-go with the music just playing from that marching band to just that Captain America from the get-go. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on this guy, Andy. Let's give it a spoiler alert right now. We're going to break open the episode. Let me just set us up with last week where we left off. Sam isn't going to be Captain America. Bucky's just trying to live his life, grappling with the guilt of killing a friend of his son. The super soldier guy running a gang called the Flag Smashers is out and about, and the government announces a new Captain America, this little douchey, smiling, up-looking fella, as Andy said last week, which is spot on. Andy, what'd you think of this week's episode?
Oh, it was great. I think it sets the stage for it to get pretty crazy from here. Because I feel like there's only 4 left now.
Yeah,
which is
right.
really sad. And
it is.
Zemo hasn't even really been in it yet. I mean, he's like neither has Sharon Carter, so there's a lot that's still going to happen. So maybe we'll get some longer episodes or something like that in the next few weeks. Who knows? But
still, these first 2 have been good.
Even if not, it's still I think
action packed.
Yeah, I still think I just don't know where it's going. Still,
right.
There's so many storylines, but how's it all going to connect?
Great, well said. And with that, let's just, I agree with everything you said. We're going to set this thing up. I'm going to very quickly, one swoop here. Tell the story, what happened, and then me and you are going to hone in on different parts of each one. Flush it out. All right, so we meet this Captain America guy, one-on-one. He's a regular soldier, pretty much. He's very, very strong, it looks like. He can throw the shield and do all that stuff. He has a girlfriend or a fiance. He has a sidekick called Battlestar. He works for the government, and he just wants Sam and Bucky to like him.
He sure does. It's so awkward.
At the end of the day, he's just like, hey, you guys like me.
Yeah, be my friends.
The Flag Smashers, they call themselves freedom fighters. They turn out to be super soldiers, stealing and moving what it looks like to me. It was medicine.
Yeah, vaccines. That's
vaccines.
What made me laugh because that hits too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard to home. That's probably happening all over the country. Caravans just stealing COVID-19 vaccines.
Yes.
Okay, so they end up being super soldiers. Sam, Bucky, and the new Cap and Battlestar fight against these guys. They all lose. The Flag Smashers say they like the world before the blip happened and that the world cares more about the people that came back than the people that were already here.
Just sounds like people just can't stop complaining about something is literally what that sounds like.
Yeah, what you're mad that everyone's back?
Oh, yeah. I'm pissed that people are alive again.
Everybody. Sam can't get a loan. You got terrorist groups happening. The world is on fire. Hey, again, too close to home.
Yep.
Okay. We meet the Black Captain America from the 1950s, Isaiah Bradley, who Bucky fought and lost to back in his Winter Soldiering days, and Sam is all of us at the end of this episode.
Yes.
Who the hell is this guy?
He ripped Bucky's arm off.
Ripped his arm off. See, he's like, I want to see if your arm grew back. Throws that thing in the wall. This old man is still stacked.
Yes. He's scary. Maybe we'll see a flashback of that. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if we will.
Well, last thing. Episode wraps up with Sam and Bucky agreeing. It's time to go see Zemo. And where's Zemo? He's right where we left him, in that cell where at the end of Captain America Civil War.
Terrible life that is. Just being in jail. But I guess he deserves it. So
Here, I had some ideas. I talked about this on the Friday newsletter. I was wondering, do you think that he got blipped and then like came back and blipped back into prison? And like what happened to prisoners that got blipped? Is my next question.
oh man, they're just doubling up.
Hear that? Yeah, like they're in bunks now. They're like, hey, what are you doing here?
I mean, that's really, I mean, I guess I kind of get it. Like that all adds to the fact that like people being gone for 5 years and the world changing and then all of a sudden having to go back to the way it was on a whim. Like I get that that's nearly impossible. Like things with like, I don't know, like financials and like money supply. Like that's all things that just kind of have like a domino effect on like the economy and things. So like, I don't know. It's gotta, I mean, that's definitely like a factor, but it's like to be a group that wants it to be reversed. That's scary.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like, what are you talking about,
They're
man?
super strong. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and let's just go and talk about it. Flag Smashers. There you got super soldier strength. You got like citizens helping them out. They're like, hey, come stay with us, giving up their bedrooms, and they're like, whatever you need. Like, we're here for the cause.
Yeah.
And like that's what they're fighting for is like one world. What do they say?
One people.
One world, one people.
Yeah. Whatever.
And they're still in the medicine. We still don't quite know what their end game is, though, right?
Yeah, I think they're running from like this person that they call the power broker, which I'm guessing the person that gave them their abilities,
because he's brokering power.
But they, I guess, stole this vaccines and stuff like that to like ran from them basically. Because you see that text that he sends like the leader girl.
Yeah, what it say?
That someone says. It says like, I think I wrote it down.
Yeah, that was
something about you took what was mine. I'm going to come kill you.
Yes, good job. That's exactly what it was.
I'm guessing that's they basically said when they had the airport scene and the guy basically sacrificed himself. They were running from the power brokers.
Wow.
So we don't really know who that is, but
that's where this is where Bucky and Sam get involved. Like, and they chase down these guys stealing the medicine. Let's talk about this. Captain America swoops in, comes off the helicopter. He's fighting. Does this guy got super strength?
No, I don't think so. I think
he's just like a badass.
He just like, yeah, that's what they played out. Like he's just like the number one soldier that just has all the awards and
he's just a guy that got pulled out of the regular kind of military, and he's like, I gotta be this Captain America. Seems semi-regular to me.
He throws the shield like a boss.
He sure does, and he's got a teammate or a sidekick called Battlestar.
Yeah, I don't know what Bucky hated that guy.
That was hilarious.
That was weird.
Bucky gets upset seeing that shield on the screen. He's like, new Captain America says Steve was like a brother to me. Bucky's like, I'm not having that.
I love the actor that they pick for U.S. Agent for sure.
Yes,
I think he's perfect. Like I can't decide if I love him or hate him right now, and I'm sympathizing with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but at the same time, I mean, he's just a guy. Like, he's just trying to do a job.
But here's the thing. He helps him out, right? And he's like he gets like Bucky out of therapy. They don't have to go to therapy anymore. We got that crazy therapy scene with Bucky and Falcon doing the eye-to-eye stuff. But this Captain America, I mean, he gets a little bit of a dark side at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sam says, listen, man, you're right. We should work together. But you're Captain America now with the government. We're freelance. We can kind of go under the radar. Makes total sense. And the guy goes, all right, stay out of my way. And he has that one little dark line. And that's when you think, maybe he is bad.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's going to, I mean,
Think he's
for
gonna
lack of a
surprise
better
us?
term, he's just gonna go to the dark side eventually somehow. I don't know.
Because Sam ends up with this shield.
Maybe.
I mean, from the promo materials, man.
I don't
There's
trust
some
it.
things-
I don't trust it till I see it.
And guess what? We know this is true. Marvel's done this in the past. They've planted things. They made the Hulk run in Wakanda in a scene that never happened.
That's a perfect example right there.
Yeah, because that's like the example everyone thinks of.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Isaiah Bradley, the Black Captain America that no one has ever known about. Bucky says, I didn't tell Steve because he had too much going on. And you're telling me that there was a super soldier that came after Captain America days in the 50s, and he's African American. Sam is pissed. I mean, I'm pissed. I was like, what is this? I mean, this is coming in. And like you said, flashbacks?
I hope. That'd be
There's
cool.
so much there to unpack.
Has there been any
Yes.
flashbacks? so
Yeah,
far?
because he killed
Okay.
his
yeah,
friend's
good
son.
call. Good call. Yeah, we could see it.
We could see it.
I'd love that, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and try to theorize over every little thing like we did with WandaVision.
No,
I'm
no.
definitely taking a back seat and going for the ride.
Absolutely. And no, we're just breaking it open. So we get Sam and Bucky working together on this one. This is what I'm picking up on. Bucky is mad that Falcon didn't take that shield. And you know what he's doing? He's like trying to force him to be a leader. Like whenever he's
Yeah.
on the plane, he's like, hey, what's the plan? He's like, come up with a plan. And he says, you can't call me Bucky. Steve only called me that. And I only let Steve call me that because he had a plan. He's like, he's trying to make him be that leader situation.
Yep.
And then it all comes to a head. These two are just like bumping heads. It's because neither one of them have been in the leadership role ever.
Yeah.
Like they've literally, like
That-
Sam showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm sorry, in the Winter Soldier. Whenever Steve and Scarlet Witch were like out on their own, they're like, we had nowhere else to go. And like they just like asked him for help. And then he's like, he's a wingman from that. And
Yeah.
he says in this episode, he's like, the new Captain America is like, I just want you to be my wingman. And Sam says it's always that last line.
Yeah.
And basically he's saying like it hurts to be a sidekick. He's like, I don't even want to be a sidekick. He's like, that's the line. He's like, I'm not here to like help you. Like I'm just doing my own thing.
Yeah. I didn't even really look at it from that perspective.
I could be wrong too. That's how I read
No,
it.
I think you're right. That makes total sense. I just was thinking of more of just like he was pissed, or Sam was just pissed at him for just having the wrong intentions, but
Yeah.
or just kind of being
It could be
butthurt
that.
about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing him wearing Steve's outfit, so I get it.
Yeah. They're just pissed. It doesn't feel good.
I just don't know where it's gonna go from here. Even like what is Zemo gonna have to do with this?
Yeah. And like they're just going to go talk to him because he's got some info on like the Hydra knowledge because he was doing all that. You're right. Like what's going to happen? We know that he eventually ends up out like in this new mask. Like he's going to, he's not going to stay in this prison long.
Yeah, exactly. Do they bust him out?
Probably out in this episode 3, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's gonna move fast.
I think
it
it
has
is too.
to.
Because it pretty much is. I'll tell you this. I was a little kid watching the Falcon and the Winter Soldier fighting alongside the new Captain America coming in from a helicopter and then fighting on that top of that truck. That was cool.
Yes, it was. I like
Action
that.
packed. Falcon flying underneath. That was cool.
Like movie type vibes. for real.
Absolutely. Falcon flying out of that warehouse. That was awesome.
Yep.
And then you had the big scene with the therapist at the end where they're trying to flush out all their issues. And Bucky has a pretty heartbreaking line, which made sense to me. If Cap was wrong about you, was he wrong about me? Saying, if you're not Captain America, Steve believed I could like be saved. Like, if you can't be, I definitely can't be.
That stung.
It did, but Sam's rebuttal was so great. It's like, I'm not living for you guys. I'm not living for anybody else. I'm just wanting to do the right thing and like be himself. So that's where he is too. But then again, man, Captain America gives you that shield. You're already Falcon.
I know. Do we got to pick like sides on this issue now? I feel like we did with Civil War last week.
I just think Falcon's graduating to Captain America like at the end of this, and like that's just what's gonna happen, which I think is cool. I want to see the Captain America Falcon suit with the wings, colors,
I'm here for that.
but also a Captain America Winter Soldier, like a red, white, and blue arm.
Maybe we'll have both. I don't know.
All right. Anything that we missed? We've talked about Flag Smashers.
I do enjoy the Wakanda reference that we got of this one, the White Wolf.
The White Wolf. Yeah, Sam says, he's like, what'd you come out White Panther over there? And he's like, actually, the White Wolf.
Yep.
And we learn that Sam doesn't know about that. He's like, well, what? He's like, so he hasn't like been telling anybody. Like Sam, this is an indication that Sam and Bucky, like since the events of Endgame, they haven't been like hanging out.
It like crushed me that he was like, okay, let's squash this and then take care of business and then
walk away from each other.
We'll never see each other again.
Why do they have to hate each other?
Yeah, I was like, what? I get it that they're gonna be like best friends by the end, but
it's because I think it's because they're both struggling with the loss of Steve. That they're just it hurts too much being around the other one, and like Bucky's like the old best friend from childhood, and Sam's like the new best friend.
Well, here's the thing: we don't know where Steve is now, so whatever all of this.
But we think he's dead.
Maybe
we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that, right? Well, I mean,
because there wasn't a body or anything.
Yeah, unless I'm missing something, he could still be alive.
You're right.
They joke about him being on the moon or whatever.
Yeah.
That could technically mean like with sword. Who knows? Maybe that's just like a.
You talking about old Captain America?
Yeah, just hanging out.
You think he's just hanging? You think he's just around?
No, I don't know.
Chris,
what if you could just call him up and be like, hey guys, get your shit together and be best friends?
Yeah, this is crazy. These two fighting like this. I do pick up on that part where I'm like, why do you guys hate each other so much? Come on.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool how Bucky just like could go on that mission with Falcon though. He's like, I'm just gonna go. He just hops on the plane.
I know.
And then just jumps out with no parachute.
Because seriously, what I was talking about at the beginning of the episode, I was like, all right, how are they gonna cross paths? And then it just happened so suddenly, and I was like, what the fuck? They're just he just shows up and now
he's like, hey man, why didn't you take the shield?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so they're like legit, just like he just can't. That was enough for him to get back involved.
Yeah.
But also, we know he's been struggling with other stuff too.
Yeah.
His arm looks so great. That Wakanda arm just walking around.
I love it.
I do too. It looks so good. All right. We'll see what happens. John Walker, new Captain America. Is he good? Is he bad? What are the Flag Smashers really up to? Who's their main boss? Is it someone we know? That's a good question. It's probably someone we know. We got Zemo coming in from Civil War. We definitely know him.
Yeah. Sharon Carter hasn't been in it yet.
We haven't seen Sharon Carter probably this episode. And am I gonna be correct in that Martin Freeman shows up, the CIA agent, guy that played Agent Ross? He was in Captain America: Civil War. Are we gonna see him in this show? I think it'd be a nice little touch.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you don't look that. You don't think so?
I know. I'm like, it's the WandaVision effect. Like I don't want to sit here and.
You're so funny. And you're like scorned from theories. You're like, I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't want to just keep saying things and I'll be wrong every day.
Who cares if you're wrong?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, we can still guess. Since this is what's funny about this. It's like this is what's different from watching a movie. It's like watching 25 minutes of Captain America at a time and then meeting for a week at a time and just talking about it. You're so right.
We should try that someday.
We are. We're doing it right now on this show and WandaVision. We're there. But we're here for it. Obviously having fun. It's a hit. I already have been thinking about going back and watching WandaVision sometime soon. Quick.
Okay.
Because I really think I think if it was a movie, it's probably like a really, really, really great movie. It's probably one of the greatest movies you've ever seen. But like as a TV show, I just thought about it. It's just cutting it up. They're just cutting it up. Sprinkling it.
That's crazy. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll let you do that first.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. We're too fresh. We're going to keep it going with the Falcon Winter Soldier, though. Any final thoughts on episode 2? Any predictions you want to make for episode 3? And it's okay if you're too afraid, too.
No, I got it. I just think that they're gonna break Zemo out somehow. Sharon Carter's gonna be there.
You think they're gonna break him out?
I don't know. For some reason he's gonna have. So they're going to him for information about Hydra.
Yep.
He's like a weasel. He's gonna find some way to like be like, oh, I got the information at my house, but I can.
He's a master manipulator.
I'm the only one that can get there, so take me there, and I will give it to you. And then
he got Captain America and Iron Man to fight each other.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna pull some shit and get out, and from there, I literally have no idea. Like I just don't. How are these?
Yeah, like what's the end situation?
So are these Flag Smashers people gonna be associated with Zemo somehow? I doubt it. I mean, he doesn't really. I mean, they're like super soldiers, and he obviously doesn't really care for those. So
Do you think they squash the Flag Smashers like by the end of the show? Like by the end of the show, they figure it out, and like it's a bad guy, and they're like, okay, that's now we
Yeah.
solved that.
yeah, I think they'll be
Because
done.
there's so many things going on. You're so right.
Unless like there's some way like that. I don't know if they're trying to multiply and like get more Flag Smashers, like to where they're that are enhanced, not just like normal people.
Yeah.
But that'd be pretty crazy to see the Avengers fight against. But however many end up in that battle, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're just
I
fighting
think
against an army of super soldiers.
like who's gonna be like that
because
question.
there are already how many? They were fighting against like what, 8 of them?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot.
8.
That's a lot.
8. Now there's I guess 7 because one
And
sacrificed
that
himself.
was like the whole theme behind Civil War was like we have these more super soldier assassins, and they got killed by Zemo. But it's like, all right, well now it's like it's actually happening.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of it will be who's this power broker that's dealing that gave them this, and I don't know how that connects to the Hydra part is what my biggest question, or if it even does. So
My biggest question is, will we see Rhodey anytime before the big last battle?
or anyone else really? Yeah.
No, I think at the end of this, you get some all-star like flying Avengers. So think about anybody that can fly, and maybe they'll be in there. Maybe you get War Machine. Maybe anybody. Maybe what if Ant-Man was in here?
Pepper.
What if they had like?
And
Oh man, I'm doing it again. You're right. I don't want to make it. You're right. It's not. It's like don't make predictions. You're gonna be let down. No, this is what I really think. I think that Captain America goes down. I don't know. You're right. This show's good. A lot of different paths.
I just talked about all the like what's going to happen. I didn't even mention
What?
Right. That the new Captain America, like, is he going to be good, bad?
Is he gonna be around?
I think he's going to get enhanced somehow. That's going to be his heel turn. He like
He'll turn,
he-
and then he'll have access to the serum, and he'll know that that's the only true thing that'll make him like Cap.
Yep.
And he'll be a bad guy.
he's going to get the greed to where he wants to be better than Cap, because like obviously they stressed to show his background and history. Like
yes.
he was basically like a Captain America fanboy and grew up like
Yes.
idolizing him, and now he is him. So I think he could get a little greed. Like he just got his ass kicked by a little girl. Like that was a joke that they made against kind of both of them on against Bucky too. But like maybe
That's a good.
I don't know.
That's a good thought. I think you're onto
that's-
something there.
yeah, could be a little string to tug at. We'll see what happens in the next few.
We'll see what happens. All right, listener, let us know what you think of the show. 2 down, 4 to go. The Falcon the Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. 25th title in the MCU lineup, and they are not stopping. Coming up next in May will be Loki and Black Widow. Actually, no, Black Widow. We didn't talk about it during the news, but it got pushed back to what? To June, July 9th, or
July.
something?
Yeah, all
And
of a sudden.
but it is going to be on Disney Plus. That was like it's late, but we'll finally put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's because they know people will see it in theaters and then watch it again.
In July, I'll probably go see this in theaters.
Oh, I will too.
Assuming I've been feed.
I need to get back in the theater. Like it's just a experience that I definitely miss.
I saw a tweet. Someone said like I'm gonna cry first time I go in, and I was like, that's really like I just told Carrie this week. I miss going to the movie theaters.
Which theater do you go to usually?
Usually the AMC Esquire with the reclining seats.
Okay.
And they're two seats a piece. They're like sofas, and they recline. And it's like the big flat.
That's the only way to watch. I don't care if it's
Where do you go?
$30. I'm
Here.
paying for the
We're giving you our St. Louis rundown of where we go to the movies. Where do you go?
Ronnie's.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
IMAX?
I think they have an IMAX in there, but they have I only will do reclining seats. No doubt.
Oh, okay. Well, then not the IMAX because it's a reclining seat. But I do appreciate the IMAX theater down at South County Mall.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I can't wait.
Or just
Definitely,
down
that'll
off
probably
Lindbergh.
be the first movie I see in theaters.
Which one? Black Widow?
Black Widow, for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I guess it probably will.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's do it.
More on Falcon the Winter Soldier coming up next week, episode 3. With that, let's go ahead and get into what's coming up on the show. Jam-packed episode today. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Coming up on Mostly Superheroes, the music show, Andy, Remember the Titans. Give it up.
I like that movie.
The soundtrack.
I know why you picked it.
Why?
Just,
Because it's so good.
yeah.
It is. It's like one hit after the other. It's an easy listen. Talk about some fun facts of the movie. Give you some tidbits. And, of course, playing the music behind Remember the Titans. Go to Spotify. You can search Remember the Titans or The Music Show. You can also go find it at mostlysuperheroes.com/The Music Show. Next up on our MCU rewatch coming at us next week, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Kurt Russell. Can't wait to talk about the Guardians again. So much fun. Talk about a great soundtrack right there. My gosh.
Yes, sir.
And like we said, Falcon the Winter Soldier, Episode 3. It's all happening at mostlysuperheroes.com. Something new every day. And right now, it's all about Mostly Madness. Get over to our Instagram. Get to the website. Get your votes in. Enter to win. Congratulations to our winners from today. Andy, that was a packed episode.
It was.
How do you feel? Any final
great.
thoughts? What do you think? What was your favorite thing we talked about today?
Definitely Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it up. It's doing really well.
Definitely not the last blockbuster.
Definitely not.
But yeah,
Excited to hear what happens with #Restore the Snyderverse.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like we did have a packed show today, but like, we also didn't talk about Snyder Cut for like an hour, like we did the other day.
Right.
I could talk about it again.
We got
for another hour.
Suicide Squad coming. You know what's crazy? You got that movie now with that trailer. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. Then you got the Peacemaker TV show.
All on HBO Max. No
And
theater needed.
and it's happening. They're bumping it up. DC. I mean, I'll say my favorite thing from today was definitely that James Gunn trailer, that Snyder Cut. I was like, or not Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. I'm actually getting the vibe, the way it felt. It was like, it's wacky, it's crazy. Kind of had Doom Patrol vibes going on. Kind of like, you remember the team in X-Men Origins Wolverine? It was like, that movie has a lot of problems. We'll talk about it sometime. But like, the coolest part of that movie is whenever like, it's like the X-Force, basically.
Yep. Oh yeah,
You know, I had that vibe. It just felt really fun.
I agree. That was good. That was a good movie too, I guess.
Yeah. We'll do it. We're probably gonna do like a Bryan Singer X-Men journey one time and talk about the origin films. I still enjoy them. I really still enjoy them.
Whenever they actually bring them in the MCU, then we can go down that road probably.
Yeah, dude. What the hell? Did they just like F with us?
Yeah.
Did they just put Evan Peters in WandaVision and they just like F'd with us?
Yes. For now, yeah, but
we don't know.
I'm pretty sure I saw.
Like, how would you answer that in the future? With I guess like he shows up again. I guess
Kevin
You'd be like,
Feige
oh.
did say that it would be addressed, so
He did.
just wait.
Okay.
Someone, maybe not him, but one of those people.
I just thought of a thing that we can call this whenever you have like little inside scoops like that. We call them giggler whispers. You're like, hey, I heard.
Mostly you find those from being on Twitter for 25% of your day.
If you're on Twitter enough, you'll learn a lot.
I'm just kind of waiting for the Mostly Superheroes Twitter to be fixed, but
I have support tickets in. Our Twitter is still down. We're still banned. Here's what I honestly think happened. I think we use like a scheduler. I'm like, okay, maybe that's it. So we're gonna take a break from using the scheduler because, like, you know, we think about a lot of our posts and like, especially when it's like show announcements and stuff. A lot of that's automated. I'm hoping that's it. If you're a Twitter guru out there, again, I need just to get what's his name, St. Louis CEO of
Jack
Twitter,
Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey. Need to get his help on it. I haven't reached out to him yet.
At Jack.
Like we're friends at Jack. Still having issues. But you can still find it. I'm still getting messages, still getting notifications. I promise you guys I'm working on getting it fixed. But in the meantime, we're still happy and online at Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr even, if you're a Tumblr user. TikTok, and, of course, mostlysuperheroes.com. We appreciate you listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Giggler, I'll see you next week. We'll get PC Mike in here, and we'll do it all again.
can't wait.
We'll see you next week, guys. This is Mostly Superheroes. Take it easy.